But the review is about combining like terms. Sometimes you have to distribute. All right, number one. I do have some like terms here of 8x squared and 7x squared equals 15x squared. Yes, ma'am. Okay, 15x squared. And then I have the minus. Oh, we should put this in standard form, but if you don't, for now, I'm okay with putting it in just any form. If you filled out the retake form. All right, 7x, anything in front of parentheses, you have to do what? That's right, distribute. Whoever's got their music on and that is really, really loud, please turn it down. Hey! How can you possibly hear me? Obviously, you didn't.
I did, but...
Okay, 7x times x. 7x squared, 7x times negative 3, negative 21. Don't forget the x. Number 3. Okay, I have 10x squared. Do I have any other x squares? Yep. So that is 17x.
Oh, how is it that loud? Everybody's just bugging.
Are you kidding me? I'm half deaf and I can hear it.
I'm not even deaf and I can't even hear them.
Okay, next. Negative 21y squared, positive 30. Oh, these are not like terms. So minus 21y squared. And then we have the 31y. Okay, number 4. We have a number in front of parentheses. You have to distribute. Nothing going on with the 2x squared, so bring that down. Positive 3x times x is positive 3x squared. Positive 3x times 4 is positive 12x. What? 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 Like terms. See, we've got a 2x squared. 3x squared gives me a 5x squared plus 12x. And you could do the other ones. Okay, some rules. Oh, hey, I got a rule sheet for you guys. Careful here because the key word here, like bases, okay? In other words, I can't do something like, see how I have 2 x's here? I cannot do something like x squared, y squared. That's it. You cannot combine those, multiply them. Okay? You got to have like bases. Okay. X squared times x cubed means, well, what it really means, if we were to do this step by step by step, means that I have 2 x's being multiplied together times 3 x's. But we normally don't do this step, okay? We normally just take, okay, well, I have x to the second power, x squared, plus, the rule says I add the exponents, 3. This is what we normally do in our heads, okay? So x squared times x cubed means I have x to the 5th. Do you want me to multiply them all out here? I will. I think I will. X to the 6 means X times X times X times X times X times X times 3X's times X times X times X. So I have X to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or an easier way, I have X to the 6th power plus 3 is 9. So you can do it any way you want. I'm going to do it like this because it's really shorter. C. Now, what's my like basis here? Yeah, I have the x's. I have x to the 5th times x to the 4th. What are the other like bases? You know, you only have two other numbers, right? 3 times 4. Okay? Those I can actually multiply out. 12. And what's 5 plus 4? 9. Sometimes it's, especially when these problems get a little more complicated, sometimes it's easier just to group these by their likeness. What's anything raised to the 0 power? Not 0. 1. Who said 1? Good job. Anything raised to the 0 power is 1. All right, let's do a couple of these. Yes. Today. No, just sarcastic. We'll work on it again Monday.
I'll have this done.
Probably. All right, let's see. Rule, when you multiply, here's the rule. When you multiply the terms, what do you do with the exponents? Add exponents. But the coefficients, the 3 and the 4, you multiply. So that's the rule. Okay, let's do some problems. Number 9. I have x cubed times x to the 5th. So I have x to the same base, so I'm going to add the exponents. So I get 8, x to the 8th. Number 11, same base, so I'm going to add the exponents. So I get x to the 13th. 13, I have some coefficients. I have a 3 and a 5, so I'm going to multiply the 3 times 5 for the coefficients. And I get 15 x to the 6 plus 9, 15. 15. I have the 9 and the 6 I'm going to multiply together. And the x's, x to the 4th, x to the 3rd. So I have 54 x to the 4 plus 3, 7. Questions, comments, concerns? Any of the people taking retakes on the quiz? Today's progress report day, right? It is Friday. Sure, no problem. Am I going too fast? No, we should do the next section. I mean, you got over half an hour. Let's do power of a power. Okay, on your yellow note card, you're going to have these rules too. By the way, everybody know what a power is? It's a base raised to the exponent, right? That's power. It's a base raised to the exponent. Isn't every number really a power? X, 1, 2, 3, 5, 36. Isn't it a power? If you don't see an exponent with that number, what's the exponent? Not 0, 1. Pretty much every number in every variable is a power. We just don't write the number 1 there. Okay? So what this section is the rule is called the power of a power. So actually it should be called the power of a number because every number has a power. But this deals more with variables. So x to the fourth means that I have x to the fourth times x to the fourth times x to the fourth. Now, do you see the power of a power? In other words, I have an exponent outside parentheses. Okay, what does x to the fourth mean? Well, x times x times x times x. Well, I'm multiplying 3 of those, right? Times x times x times x times x times another one, x times x times x times x. Okay, how many x's do I have? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, what's the short way? Yeah, so what's another way of doing that? 3 times 4 is 12. So what you're going to do when you have a power to a power is multiply the exponents, right? Not add the exponents, multiply the exponents. Okay, what's x to the third raised to the fifth? X to the 3 times 5, which is x to the 15th. Now, if you want to write them all out, hey, go right ahead. What about C? Remember what I told you, every number has the power of what? 1. So that 3 has a power of 1. So what are you going to have to do here? Not only are you going to multiply it by the 4, but you're going to have to multiply it by that 1. So I have 3 to the 4th x to the 4 times 3, which means I have, if you want to multiply out 3 to the 4th, go ahead. I think it's what, 9, 27, 81. You could just leave it as 3 to the 4th x to the 12th. Wow, there's a lot of these. I think there's a back page to this too. I'll tell you what, let's do the evens on page 2 and page 3. So your practice work is going to be page 2, evens, and page 3, evens. Let's do some of the power to the power ones though. Okay, number 9, I have a number outside parentheses, so I'm going to multiply the exponents. X to the 6 times 4 equals x to the 24th. Number 11, that 3 has an exponent of 1. So 3 to the 4 times 1, 3 to the 4th, x to the 2 times 4, x to the 8th, and y to the 4 times 2, again, is x to the 8th. You're the ones that, you're the one. You guys have to do the evens. 13. Okay, there's a 1 there. So I'm taking negative 4 to the 1, and I'm multiplying it by 7, right? Then I'm taking x to the first. There's a 1 with the x, and I'm multiplying it to the 7th. And then I have y to the 5th, and I'm multiplying it by the 7th. Okay? Are you with me? This is getting a little more complicated. I just separated them. Well, it's still multiplication. I distributed that 7. Okay? So 7 times 1 is, well, I just distributed it to each one of the terms. Okay, now I'm actually going to do the multiplication. So I have negative 4. I'm going to keep that negative sign in parentheses so I don't screw it up in the calculator. To the 7th. X to the 7 times 1 is 7. Y to the 5 times 7 is 35. So there's my answer. And the reason why I'm keeping that negative 4 in parentheses, let's see. Let's do an example. You guys got your calculators? Put that in a calculator and put this in a calculator. Do I get the same answer? No. And why is that? It's your calculator is very strict on following PEMDAS. Okay, parentheses, order of operations. So what PEMDAS tells us, well, this one doesn't have parentheses, so take the exponent first. 4 squared is 16, then multiply it by negative 1. So this becomes negative 16. This is a positive 16. So please keep negative numbers when working with exponents in parentheses. Let me do a couple of more. Let's do 21. If I don't see an exponent there, it's a 1. So x to the 2 times 5 is x to the 10. Y to the 5 times 1 is 5. Z to the 5 times 2, 10. (23), taking that negative 4, and I'm raising it to the 1. X to the 0 is just 1, so I can almost just eliminate that. This is a y to the 1. So that's going to be y to the 1 raised to the 3. So I have negative 4 times 1. I don't need to put that 1 there. Times y to the 3rd. Questions, comments, concerns? 17. What's anything raised to the 0 power? 1. Okay, don't forget you're going to multiply every exponent, so every exponent is going to have a power of 0, which means it's just going to be 1. So do the evens. If you need help, please raise your hand or come up here. I will be more than happy to help you. What is today, the 8th?